If you're watching me and you are in your 30s or 40s, it's high time that we have a serious talk about finance planning. There's so much that we need to talk about so that we plan well for our retirement as well as our children's education and so much more. So if you fall between those ages, stick around since there's so much that we are going to learn. And from my experience in investment advising to different age groups, I can tell you, I can give you some secrets that I've learned along the way since I deal with different kind of people. My clients are even retirees. So I can tell you I've learned so much from them. And even you can still learn from your parents who've already retired or who are about to retire, how to build your financial portfolio before it's too late. Since I notice most people, they wait until it's too late to start their saving and investment journey. So today's video is just a chat. It's more of a chat, and let's discuss in the comment section if you have any idea or how you can improve your retirement package or enjoy your sunset years, and the planning should start now. So if you're new, please consider subscribing and join the community since we learn so much here and we share a lot. So don't miss out, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it, and also leave a comment. That's what helps the video to be recommended to more people. So grab your cup of coffee or water, and then I'll be right back. Then we continue. So for my guys in your 30s or late 20s, let me give you a secret. Take advantage of your young age. There are things that I wish I knew when I was in my 20s that even though I don't really regret, because I discovered not too late what I was supposed to do in those years. But if you can learn some things about money early on, you'll never regret in your future. So when it comes to investment, one of the things that I've come to appreciate, and if you are watching me and you're between 25 to 30 years, let me tell you, take advantage of time. Time is one thing that you can never recover, one thing that you'll never go back. Once you're 25, you'll never go back to 25. If you're making some good money right now and you're already in your 20s, please take advantage of investing long term, thinking about long term. And this is because of the fact that the compound interest. There's something I've discovered about compound interest. When you are young and you invest long term, you tend to enjoy that the compounding of interest over a long period of time. Let's say you are 25 and I'm 35. If we start investing the same amount right now for 10 years or 15 years, you have an advantage. Let's say you want to get your money when you are 40. If you're 25 and you want your money when you are 40, you need like a 15-year plan. So you have a good chance to invest in, let's say, long-term bonds, which fetch really good interest within that period. So when you are young, always think of long-term investments. If I knew all these things when I was starting working, even though then when I was starting working, whatever I was making wasn't so much, but I started with the little I had, which has really helped me grow to where I am now. I can tell you I've been working for the last 13 years. Within that period, I'm not the same person. And it's because of taking advice, investment advice then, when I was still in training. Since I'm investment advising, I'm a financial advisor. So as we were training, we wanted to implement it also in our lives. Like, you can start small. You can start with whatever you have at that point, and then you grow over time. So I think also just getting that financial literacy is very, very important. So when we talk here about saving and investment, don't just ignore. Take it into consideration, because for sure that's what will make your future bright. Just look at yourself now and ask yourself, 10 years from now, anything that you're spending your money on, let's say it's parting, will it make sense to you 10 years from now? I know when we talk about retirement, most people always think of old age. I don't need to think about retirement now. I'm just in my 30s, I'm in my 20s. Why do I need to talk about retirement? Retirement is for the old. But let me give you one secret. Retirement is not for the old people. Retirement is a stage in life when you will no longer be working, but you still need to have an income. So I don't think anyone wants to work all their life. Like, you want to be working until you are 60. In fact, 60 is still a lot for most people. Sometimes you just want to have your life, live your life independently, enjoy your freedom before you are too old. So if you say you are going to stay in that office until you are 60, 65, and even most people, when they don't plan well, they end up still working even beyond those retirement age, the legal retirement age. So the reason I wanted to discuss this topic is because you can actually avoid those mistakes that people who are already there made. And since you are young, and that's why I say if you're in your 30s and 40s, it's still the right time to start anything that you want to start. Since this is your active years, this is when you're actively working and earning an income. It's a space where you can make mistakes, pick yourself up and start again. You can risk with investments. So don't just go for conservative investments that you want just to safeguard your money. You can risk in stocks, invest in stocks, since as much as the stocks are very risky, but the returns are really good. I can tell you for sure, if you give it time. And that's why I say, when you're in your 20s and your 30s, you have enough time. So take all the risks that you can. When you're 60, you can't take those risks. Your income, your active years are now down. Those are we call them golden years, because I call these between 25 to 35. Those are your bronze years. These are the time where you need to maximize on everything. Risk to the maximum. Invest to the maximum. Like, have fun, just enjoy life and also make money. So that by the time you get to those golden years, when you look back, you can tell yourself, wow, at least I did something. I didn't waste my years. And this, the reason I'm talking to people in their 30s, it's because in my career, I interact with different type of people. I've come across people in their 50s, people who are about to retire. And then at that point when they are in their 50s, that's when they remember, when they look at their portfolio, they realize all they have is their pension fund from their employer. And then calculating how much they are going to get, for sure it cannot cater even for 30%. It only caters up to 30% of their expenses. And you see, for you to retire comfortably, you need at least 70% of your pre-retirement income. Like what you're currently earning, you'll need at least 70%. And that is if at the point of retirement, you already own a home, since there are people who still retire and also don't have a home. So in your 30s and between your 30s and 40s, that is the time to plan how to have a home, since you can't continue paying rent in your retirement. Like, once you stop working, you can't expect to continue paying rent because you don't have an income from active work. So one of the things is make sure that at the point of when you're in your 30s, you're planning how you're going to have a house, like a home. And since that's a long-term project, it's something that requires a large amount of capital. You need to now put in place plans. How are you going to, if you're going to have a mortgage, start paying for that mortgage as soon as possible. If your salary allows, go ahead and take that mortgage. 2, another important thing that I've learned over this period is that make sure you are in a saving society where you can access a loan and start an investment. Let's say you start an Uber business, you get a loan, start an Uber business that will be paying around 30,000 monthly. So that is will be an extra income for you that will enable you to boost your retirement package. So ensure that at least you're in circles or the investment clubs, and then have a emergency fund in place. Start building your emergency fund now. And I'm so happy with some of my clients, very young clients, who, when we talk, I realize they have even 5 million. Someone who's 25 and they're having like 5 million in their account already. The money they're not touching, that is in case there's an emergency. And now at that point, they're able to diversify the investment. They put some in the bonds, some in money market. They just safeguard a little just in case of an emergency. So if you follow investment advice, I might be giving you, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because I deal with clients who are way richer than me, way richer. But you can be a doctor, but you can't treat yourself. You might be making a lot of money, but you don't have any idea how you can invest that money. So take advice from people who have the knowledge. Don't mind whether they themselves are rich. Because sometimes if you rely on, I can only take advice from rich people, that's pride that will not take you anywhere. So that just take the knowledge that you think can help you. And I'm telling you, I have fantastic clients, people who've grown their portfolio just because of the little advice I started giving them way back when I started working. I had very little salary, but they took an advice. But years later, when we look back, we are both happy, like, wow, at least I started this thing. So if you're in your 30s and 20s, please don't waste that time. As I've said before, always plan, budget, and stick to your budget. When you budget, include investment, include retirement planning, include your emergency fund. If you check into your account right now, your emergency, do you have an emergency fund? Are you planning to start one? Since the topic might sound like this, not for me, but let me tell you, if you have that discipline when it comes to saving, it's very easy to build an emergency fund. Since you just need to plan your finances, like 10%, I always advise the 30% rule when it comes to saving. On your overall income, I do like 30%, whereby 10% will go to my short-term investments or short-term needs, money that I might need in, let's say, less than a year. That's if I'm planning for Christmas, things that I need within a year. Then another 10% will go into my medium-term goals. Medium-term could be, let's say you want to advance your education, or maybe your child's next term fees, or when he's joining kindergarten. That's why you need to now open an account for that goal. And then another 10% now goes into your long-term goals. Long-term goals, which are your retirement, your child's higher education. So I think once you have those in place, I can tell you that's a healthy financial portfolio. So the best way, as I've said, invest in 3 things. 1, take a pension fund. If you're not employed, I'm sure the one for employer is automatic. And then you can supplement it. You can add your own personal retirement plan just to boost that one that you already have with your employer. Then take advantage of investing in bonds. I've talked about how to invest in bonds. Check out my videos. All the information is there. Then real estate. Real estate, that is if you are lucky if you are lucky and you have that good employment where you can access mortgage, take advantage of those mortgages. I've seen people who work where they can access a mortgage at a rate of 3%. Please have even 10 houses under that. Real estate is one of the best ways that can ensure your future is liquid. Since at the end of the day, retirement, we need to have cash flow. You don't have to be just asset rich and there's no cash flow. So besides your normal pension fund, if you can have rental income, that is one of the best ways. So if you are in a position where you can access mortgage, I always advise do it. You can choose to retire at 50 if you do your planning well, investment planning. I have friends who've retired at before they are 40. You know yourself if you're watching me. And it's through our planning. You really planned that thing over 10 years ago. But people are they are relaxing in their homes, not rentals. They're relaxing in their homes and they're having income from their investments. So you don't need to retire at 60. You can retire at 50 and start enjoying your life. There are people who retire at their 40s. Like, just plan now. Look in your investment portfolio. How much have you saved? Is it enough? Have you put in place let's say your kids' education so that they don't eat into your pension? Have you put in place an emergency fund? So put all that in consideration, and trust me, you'll be a happy person. So if you want, you can reach out on my Instagram. Follow me on my Instagram. Then if you need any more advice, I can still help. So my Instagram my Instagram link is on my profile, or I can leave the link on the description below. So I hope you enjoyed, and please, let's plan for our retirement when we are still young. Take advantage of that time. Time is the only thing that is constant, and you'll never be back to that age that you are now. So start today. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like. We insist on like because that is the only way that we feel appreciated for creating this video. So I'll see you again in my next video, and if you can leave a comment, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.